Benjamin Sesko is easily one of the best strikers in the world.
Straight advantage, Šeško again! He is a player who has well and truly found the scoring touch.
Some think he's a world beater.
I think he's a very good footballer, Sesko, and I can see why clubs are looking at him.
Others think that he's not ready for the Premier League.
And I can tell you that this is a player that in moments can be outstanding. 2 or 3 games at a time can be outstanding and then goes missing for long periods of time.
Yet despite all these opinions, he was wanted by almost every big team in Europe last season. But he chose Manchester United. Why? He's not afraid of risk or pressure, and he wants to become the face of a revolution. But Sesko didn't just walk his way into becoming an incredible player. This was years in the making. When he was born, he grew up in a small, quiet town in Radice, Slovenia, where the dream of football and being on the global stage didn't mix. As a kid, he was extremely tall for his age, and started out being made fun of by others and less looked at because of his skinny build. He didn't let this stop him from achieving momentum, as he practiced every day and looked for every possible way to get better at the sport he was obsessed with. But after countless hours training alone, he was left with a tough decision. He had the chance to join NK Damzal's academy, but he had to leave his family in his teens. A choice that any kid would struggle to make. So he moved away from home and made a massive sacrifice. But it wasn't all so great afterwards, as coaches also faced doubts on how he would deal with being so tall and how it could make it harder for him to dribble past players. Things got even worse, and his body started betraying him. Injury after injury, each getting longer and longer. The goals dried up. The kid who once dreamt of lighting up stadiums was now watching games on the bench, wondering if his dream was starting to slip away. Coaches played him less and less. Everyone told him to focus on school. And for the first time, Sesko considered something that he would have never even thought about: walking away from the game entirely. This was until a scout was watching him play and got impressed. But it wasn't just any random guy. It was someone named Christopher Vivet, the head of recruitment at RB Salzburg. He got another chance at the game he lived for. Everything was falling into place. He even scored on his debut.
Šeško, das ist Wahnsinn!
Holland used to play there, and because of that, the comparisons started coming in. But he didn't let the fame get to his head, and he continued to go hard in training. He impressed everyone with his work ethic, speed, and technicality, as he was faster than most wingers despite his extreme height. The momentum just kept coming, and as Salzburg usually develops good players into great ones, he got an even bigger moment. He got Premier League offers, but he felt that it was best for his development to join RB Leipzig through the Red Bull system. He became an instant hit with his incredible performances and unbelievable mentality. He shook Germany in his first season and had many memorable moments for the club, like when he scored against Bayern and got multiple goals in the Champions League. He accelerated these stats in his second season, 24-25, which we'll discuss later because it was a key part in his move. But for Manchester United, it wasn't a gamble, because they didn't just get a striker, they signed a lethal weapon. At 6'5", he dribbles like he shouldn't and jumps higher than anyone in Europe. He has a monster mentality and is calm under the bright lights of the Champions League. He leaves defenders with nightmares and gives them an extremely tough choice. Mark him tight, he'll outpace you. Try to stop crosses, he'll jump like Ronaldo, winning it with ease. Give him a little space, and he'll create one hell of a goal from absolutely nothing. But here's the thing. United hadn't just had a bad year. They dealt with their worst season in history. No Europe, no trophies, 15th place in the Premier League. After that disastrous season, any player who saw the problems would have hesitated. But for Sesko, the chaos felt familiar. He's been there before, and wants another difficult challenge. They convinced Benjamin Sesko to pick United over the bright lights of the Champions League. He decided that he wants to bring back the glory days of the graveyard that is now Manchester United, the theater of nightmares, where careers go to die. But maybe he's not as crazy as everyone thinks. The manager Ruben Amorim is looking to change the club forever, and the scary part is that Sesko is not doing this alone. Man United have cashed in and gotten one of the best attacking front threes this summer, not just in England, but the world. ready to destroy any defense in the league. He's playing with two of the best chance creators in England, who both clocked some of the highest goals and assist numbers last season. Sesko can also back up this insane output with 21 goals and 6 assists in only 45 games for RB Leipzig in the last season, with 4 in the Champions League. Last season, he had a 42% chance of scoring when shooting on goal. Numbers some of the Premier League's best would dream of. And don't worry, he doesn't just stat pad small teams, as he got multiple goals against top teams in Germany and some of the biggest European teams. Just look at this banging goal he scored against Juventus.
Šeško finding him, and he has found a magnificent finish.
This was all in a season where the team failed to get Europe and only got 3 points in the Champions League. At times, Sesko had to create many chances on his own, but the difference is, this time he will be fed constantly in Amorim's system by 2 elite chance creators. So you can imagine, when you give him even better all-around players and put him in the same system that made Gyökeres the goal monster at Sporting, you start to ease your worries about him scoring consistently against bigger teams. Stopping that is like playing 90 minutes with a fully loaded gun aimed at your goal, and you just can't defend it. It gets even scarier. Even when he doesn't have the ball or score goals, he can still be a constant threat. If United struggle to create any chances, he can handle the dirty work defensively, and with his aerial presence alone, he can make sure attacks are stopped before they can even start. Amorim will have him run constantly, pressing to get the ball back and create for the team. Even if he's not getting any chances, he leads to goal-scoring opportunities as he takes up space defensively, allowing Cunha and Buemo, players who can score any goal and create of the highest quality, to show their dangerous ability. Give him the ball from anywhere, he scores no matter the occasion. He knew that joining Newcastle would also be great, but has its limits, as under United he'd be playing with great players in a club that seeks to come back to the top, all while becoming a global superstar, with kids screaming his name. For most players, moving to a club fresh off its worst season ever and consistent failure would be a gamble. For Benjamin, it was just another challenge to beat. He was an overlooked kid from Rhodes joining a big club that's missing something. The teenager no one believed in, almost not even himself. The injured striker who almost quit. Every time he faced adversity, he overcame. Just imagine Sesko scoring and dancing past defenders with Cunha and Buemo against top teams in the Premier League. Manchester United didn't just change their squad this summer. They changed their whole identity and are ready to terrify every team. Sesko wasn't just another signing. He is the centerpiece of the club's transformation. He brings an elite mentality into a locker room which needs it badly and completely changes everything.